Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture. Let's get into it. Please hit that like button. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, we are about to get into it. Y'all, Donald Trump, 45th President of the United States, has been found guilty on 34 charges of hush hush payments to porn star Stormy Daniels. Now, this saga has been going on since 2016, 2017. So I have Politico here with a article. We're going to go over this article and I'm going to give you some of my thoughts. All right, it says here, guilty on all counts is written by Calder McHugh and Charles Matheson. And it says guilty on all charts. It is a historic day. It is. Former President Donald Trump has just been found guilty of all 34 felony counts of falsifying business records to cover up hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, making him the first president branded, is the wording that they use, as a convicted felon. The unanimous verdict from a jury of 12 Manhattanites puts an end to a 6-week trial in which prosecutors accused Trump of orchestrating an illegal conspiracy to influence the 2016 presidential election. His sentencing is set for July 11, 4 days for the Republican National Convention is set to begin. So what we see now is that he has been convicted of 34 charges, and now they're going to set his sentencing date for July 11th. So because he's a first-time offender, because this is a nonviolent crime, and all of these different things, they say that he could spend up to 4 years in jail. I don't know how much jail time he is going to get realistically. He'll probably get a layer of probation and all of this other stuff. So let's continue to read. Trump lashed out immediately after leaving the courtroom, repeatedly calling the verdict a disgrace. He says the real verdict is going to be on November 5th by the people, Trump said, referring to Election Day. An NPR PBS news outlet Marx's poll released earlier today shed some light on how the verdict could affect the November election. 2/3, which is 67% of registered voters nationally, said a guilty verdict would make no difference to their vote, while 17% reported that they would be less likely to vote for Trump. 15% said they would be more likely to vote for him. Within minutes of the decision, Trump's campaign blasted out a fundraising email, because one thing the Republicans know how to do is pull on the heartstrings of their constituents. And those people, even though they sitting around here now crying and complaining that they're broke, that they don't have enough disposable income, they're just barely paying their bills. Some people are having to let their houses go because they can no longer afford them. And everyone knows that in the United States of America, owning a home is that pathway of building wealth. All of these things are going on, but they'll still vote for him. But we will continue. Signaling how the presumptive GOP nominee intends to frame the outcome of the trial. Friends, is this the end of America? The email says, I was just convicted in a rigged political witch hunt trial. I did nothing wrong. They raided my home, arrested me, took my mug shots, and now they've just convicted me. Now, I'm curious to know, what is going on with the holding of the classified files? Is that not still going on? Is that not a trial that's still going on? What's going on with that? We already know that Fani Willis and her whole place dropped the ball in the election fraud, where there were serious and dire consequences, particularly that you had poll workers being threatened at the polls. We know that that was a trial that should have happened and should have been ending right before this trial, but Fani and her hot tail is down there with Nathan, who's gone on a press tour. I bagged the DA press tour, and so now he's running around here doing all of this when they should have done the work of the people, and they should have done They should have had that trial and they should have convicted him. But honey, that's a whole messy stuff going on down there. And she might not even make it back. She might not make it back to the DA's office because a lot of people in that area, Fulton County, has lost faith in her. But that's a whole nother story. Candidates and office holders from across the political spectrum were prepared for a verdict and immediately weighed in with statements. All right. We don't want to read those. Donald Trump found guilty in as the jury foreperson read the verdict. Trump looked towards the jury box. After the foreperson finished reading the verdict, the former president looked straight ahead, appearing somewhat red in the face. Then, as the jurors individually confirmed that they agreed with the verdict, Trump stared at them. It now falls to the judge, Justice Juan Marchand, to determine Trump's sentence. Now, people are like, oh, well, he's a convicted felon. He can't be president. He can't be president. Let me show y'all this little thing here. If you all see here. Do you all see this little box? Do you all see it? It says constitutional requirements for presidential candidates. The three things that you need to have in order for you to be a president of this here United States of America is number one, be a natural born citizen. That means that you have to be born on this soil, Alaska and Hawaii included. Number two, be at least 35 years old. Number three, have been a resident of the United States for 14 years. So if you're born here, by the time you hit 14, you've met that last requirement. When you turn one day after your 35th birthday, you've met that requirement. Be a natural born citizen. That means that your mama had to spit you out in one of these here 50 states. It says nothing that you have to be college educated. It says nothing that you have to be a high school graduate. It says nothing that you have to have a law degree. You don't have to have any of those things, people. These are the three requirements. And it says here in this next paragraph, anyone who meets these requirements can declare their candidacy for president. Once a candidate raises or spends more than $5,000 for their campaign, they must register with the Federal Election Commission. That includes naming a principal campaign committee to raise and spend campaign funds. Okay? I need y'all to understand that. I really do need y'all to really truly understand the process of what it takes to be president of these here United States. So in all fairness, unless he goes to jail and he's in jail for the next if he convicts him to go to jail and he is in jail for a couple of years, I think that that's probably going to be a constitutional thing because we've never had a sitting president before be a convicted felon. So he can't be president in jail. That seems like a security breach. But will he go to jail? And that's one of the things I think that the pundits are talking about. Like I said, they don't think that he is going to serve any jail time, but we don't know. He can serve up to 4 years. Literally, this judge can convict him to 4 years in prison for this. If he goes to prison, they're going to take that all the way to the Supreme Court. And if you all are not into politics, whether you are or not, you need to go back through your civics class and your civics books and go back through the process of what's going on, because this is going to be a precedent. This is going to take precedence because we've never had a presidential candidate who was a former president be convicted of a felony. Because these are felonies. So what is going to happen? What is going to happen? We don't know. We don't know. But he has been convicted of these 34 charges. Is he about to lose his job? I doubt it. I doubt it. Will y'all vote for him? What's going on with the people of the family values? Because it's clear and evident that he did all of these things. Oh, I forgot. Never mind. Y'all are not running on family values. That's what you say you're running on, but you're not. That was a calculated pause. Like I said, you vote how you vote, you do what you want to. But this is going to be interesting for for these people that talk about all these family values and all this other stuff. And you see this mess going on. All right. Doing all this to hide the fact that he stuck his spear in the Red Sea, in a parted Red Sea. But anyway, child, what do y'all think about this? Excuse me. Your former president has been found guilty. What do y'all think? Please hit that like button and please chop it up down in the comments. Again, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell your coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos, child. And as always, people,